Hello, I am Gepwin and welcome back to Minevlog Week 2. I don't know if I'm going to be doing these once a week or twice a week, or sometimes not once a week, sometimes twice a week. Anyway, I don't have a good schedule for the vlog portion. Just to get this out of the way though, someone was asking about the schedule on the other videos. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it up as consistently as I would like, depending on other schedule things, because it does take me a while to make each episode. So far, I'm getting better and faster at doing it. But I want to try to do 3 episodes a week, so Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On weeks like this one, where there's a holiday or something that's messing up the schedule, I'll switch it to 2 and do Tuesday, Thursday, so there's still not a giant break between episodes. So this episode should have been going out on Tuesday, which is the day after Christmas. I'm recording this the day before, so I'm recording this Christmas Eve. You're hearing it the day after. I don't know what I got for Christmas yet. It's like a thing. I don't know. It's like something you're supposed to care about. The older you get, the less you start caring about Christmas presents. It's kind of like, if I really wanted something this badly this year, I would have bought it myself. So it gets difficult to give gifts to people. Yes, but that's not really what I was on to talk about. I was on to talk about not very much, as it turns out. That's kind of the thing. I've been sitting around. I'm recording this late. Like, I recorded the actual episode, the actual bit leading into this on the main episode, like 3-4 days ago. And I've just been sitting around knowing that I have to fill this space. Like, I wanted to have an area for me to just talk about stuff, maybe rant about my week if things aren't going well, be able to talk more directly to you as a viewer, open up a little bit, maybe talk about some personal stuff that I sometimes talk about, but don't know if I can fit into episodes, things like that. And I thought it would be really fun. I thought it'd be a good idea. I thought it would help me get back into the mindset that I need to be in to make good video. And right now this week it has been this kind of low-level constant stress of like, I have 20 minutes of voiceover to fill and I have no clue what to talk about. I feel this urge to be insightful or give advice or something, and what didn't help is just to get some ideas for builds and how to do Minecraft videos and things. I've been kind of binge watching Hermitcraft episodes in between recording, because I'm kind of new at this. I've done Minecraft videos once or twice in the past, but never in a style that I liked, and I really like how these are coming out. I want to be able to keep doing them, but I'm obviously a little bit new. I'm not the best builder. I haven't actually gotten to a point where I feel like I have a bunch of redstone ideas that I want to do. I'm going to do that, but I get into this thing where if I'm building it in the game world, I want it to be doing something useful. So maybe I'll try to do a couple tutorials or fun builds later on, but that's besides the point. I've been watching a bunch of Hermitcraft stuff, and Wells Knight does these talking episodes where he gives this sage advice kind of thing, and that was not helping, because that's not good. That's pressure. It's I have to give sage advice to people now. But then I realized that is not what I'm about. I do not give advice because I do not have any answers. And this is a thing that I think we miss with talking in some public figures and stuff, and I understand why. Nobody wants to get somebody up on a TED Talk and they stand there and go, I have no answers about anything and I don't know how to solve problems. Because that's kind of dull. Nobody wants to see that over and over and over. Or if you do see it in a TED Talk, it's some sort of inspirational story about how not having answers led to the answer, or some kind of weird thing like that. My friends and I, who I'm going to see tonight for our pre-Christmas friend party thing, we like to just make fun of TED Talk style things, because that kind of culture of the world can be solved with my weird idea about grit and stick-to-itiveness, it's just bothersome, especially for some people who, if you've ever gone through a really horrible life experience, and then you hear people talking about how their horrible life experience is the most inspirational thing in the world and will solve all the world's problems because they learned how they can get through it if they try, it's kind of upsetting. Because you're trying. You're definitely trying. I'm trying really, really hard to get over things that happened to me in the past, and sometimes you just can't get over it, or sometimes you need help, or sometimes it takes a long time. And I am here to let people know that that's okay, and that was the main reason that I ever wanted to start talking about personal stuff on my channel and on my YouTube. because I feel like there aren't enough people publicly saying it's okay if bad things happen to you and you're not completely over it yet. You don't have to be. You don't have to have learned some kind of grand lesson. You can. If you did, that's great. If you feel like you got something out of a negative experience, that's good. If you don't feel like you got something out of a negative experience, that doesn't make you any worse than the people who feel like they did. You're just dealing with it in a different way. And that was kind of the point I was making about that. Seems like maybe I am giving some sort of sage advice or some such. I don't know. I guess I might have given the warning a little too late here. But sometimes these are going to get a little dark. I'm going to try to keep everything kind of PG-13 family-friendly mode, at least for a while I do the Minecraft stuff, which I'm planning on keeping up for a long time if I can get away with it. I like doing kind of family-friendly stuff. I like the idea of entertaining people, and I like the idea that, you know, kids or anybody could kind of watch it and get something out of it. But some of these might get a little dark, and I'm going to try to keep them family friendly, but I, don't like some of the things in my life. I don't like how some of the things in my life are going, and I feel that it is important to talk about them, because if other people had similar experiences or are having similar experiences, I think, I know I would have liked to know that other people were going through the same things that I was when I was younger, and that it's okay, and that our culture that tries to normalize some of this stuff is wrong, basically, because the cruddy parents, which is a thing that I've been thinking about a lot with the holidays, and I'm gonna have a family, going back home style visit thing. Because my girlfriend and I both live in the same place, which means we both grew up in the same place, so we could go back and visit everyone's family at once, which is both convenient and horrifying. And I've talked before, anyone who's listened to my channel for a long time knows that I have talked very openly about not having the best relationship with my parents. I've had a fairly bad relationship with my parents, in fact. And when I was growing up, I didn't know that the way I was being raised was abnormal or damaging or anything. Like, you see this stuff on TV, you kind of hear these things, you get like the comedy sitcom dad came home and he's in a bad mood, and it's just, everybody's dad is upset and angry sometimes. That's just how things are. And you don't know when it hits that point where it's like, no, this is not a normal level of upset and angry. This is not what everyone has. This is not the parent who really cares about you but sometimes doesn't know what to do, or is too frustrated, or had a bad day, because that happens. All parents do that kind of thing sometimes, that if they genuinely care about their children, then it all turns out fine. But if you have people who aren't emotionally capable of caring about other people in that way, it is not fine. And it's important for people to realize that this kind of stuff is not normal. Your family is not normal. This is not how everyone was raised, but you are also not the only person going through this crummy thing. If you are like a child and you are scared of one of your parents or both of your parents, and you feel like you're not having a happy childhood, there's a reason for that, and it's not a problem with you. And I feel like a lot of people get into this mindset where you feel like it's a problem with you. But especially if you're younger, it can't really be a problem with you. If your parents have to take care of you, they chose to raise another person in their lives, or there's that thing where people yell, "I didn't ask to be born," in big dramatic moments on TV, and you're supposed to be like, "Oh my god, that's so kind of stupid and teenage angsty and stuff," but it is true. You didn't choose to be in the situation that you're in. You were forced into living and being raised by these people, and they made a conscious choice to do that. Therefore, it is their responsibility to give their children the best possible childhood that they possibly can. I'm not trying to say that people that have different means or different abilities to raise children shouldn't have children or anything like that. Just, you need to raise your children to the best of your ability, and most of that means caring about them, loving them, and wanting them to be around, instead of having some weird angry paranoid fits where you're constantly blaming your kid for things and putting them down and being upset all the time, but in random, unpredictable, scary spurts that make you feel not safe in your home. And that's what I'm going to say about that right now, because it's the holidays, and I know this is coming out after the holidays. Everyone's probably in a better mood, and I'm sorry, but the holidays make me think about family, and family for me is not the best thing to think about. Well, that's the kind of thing that's going to happen, especially when I don't have a good idea of what I'm going to talk about. Last time, I thought I was going to talk about having worries and fears of getting back to videos after a little break that I took, and that's still true. But I think this one's going to be a little more rambly and random, because I get like that sometimes, especially when I record these early in the morning, because sometimes that's the only time slot I have available to record things. So I guess the other thing, if I take it back to video stuff, is I feel like these videos are going surprisingly well. I've gotten really lucky in the game. In fact, try to spot the moment. It may have passed by now. Try and spot the moment in the time-lapse, though, where I accidentally dug into the floor and discovered a patch of diamonds. That's kind of the insane level of stuff that's been happening this game. And I feel like I'm doing good stuff. I really like how the videos are coming out. But I've been kind of struggling with an idea of I need to bring something fresh and new and interesting and unique to what I'm doing. Because like I said before, I'm not the best builder. I'm not the most experienced at this game. I am, in fact, a relative newbie compared to the other people who have been doing this for years and years. I've been playing it off and on. I've never made anything particularly amazing that I fell in love with. And I feel like I don't have a good handle on the technical mechanics to like start doing some of that stuff quite yet. I want to. So this for me is very much a learning experience. And I think that's part of what I have to try to bring to it as a content creator, is to bring across what I'm trying to do to have this learning experience to you. So, for example, the build that I'm going to be working on today when I finish recording this and start recording the next episode proper, episode 5, I need to do some detailing on a big build that I did in today's episode. And I'm very bad at that kind of thing. And I spent a while playing around in the creative mode. And I think this is something that's really important to do, and it's something that I kind of struggled with, is if you were having a lot of problems figuring out a build or figuring out how to detail or add accents or just something, you should pull up the creative mode and rebuild at least part of what you're doing. I rebuilt like a front facade of the building that I was working on, and I just started playing with it. And I'm also coming to the conclusion that I hate jungle wood. Nothing pairs with jungle wood. I can't mix anything else in there to make a block palette look good. It's just a straight wall. Oh, it's horrifying. But I was playing around with that. I think I got something interesting going out of like nether brick and some other things. I'm not going to get too technically because you can't see what I'm talking about. But I think that's the thing, is I need to be able to talk about the learning process, how I'm trying to improve what I'm doing, and just overall what you can try to do to learn and grow as a creator if it's something that you're interested in, because I want to be able to do better builds. I want to be able to do some cool redstone stuff, and overall this kind of thing I want to do. Also, if anyone has ideas for things, please shout them out either in this or in the other video, because some days, a lot of days, like I have some ideas. I got a lot of ideas running around in my head of things that I could do next or could build, and I'm not sure which one I'm going to actually wind up doing. For example, the wizard tower thing from this episode, I thought that was going to be a tiny, tiny build, and it wound up ballooning. So you never know what's going to lead to things. So if you have suggestions, you have like redstone things you want to see, you have some farms you want to see me work on, that's something that I'm going to try to start doing soon, is get some actual like automated farming happening. You can shout them out in the comments. I'll see what I can do, but obviously I'm not the best builder. I may not be able to get to all of them or even most of them, but I still need ideas. You need a constant stream of ideas to keep this stuff kind of going, keep the ideas fresh. I don't want to get stuck on one thing for too long and make things kind of stale. So anyway, that's kind of the thing now. I really appreciate how all of you guys have responded to the week of videos thus far. I've gotten a lot of comments saying that you're enjoying it, that you like the kind of the production quality that I'm bringing to things. that kind of stuff. And I do apologize that these videos wound up at a slightly weird resolution, because I was recording on the laptop. My desktop is back. I was able to get the hard drive fixed. The hard drive was in fact failing. I took it into the shop because, like, you know, I know a decent amount about the computer stuff. I'm not a computer expert by any means, and I never claimed to be, but I spent about a full week almost doing diagnostics on the thing, and half of doing the diagnostics was like erasing the hard drive, reloading things, stuff that just takes hours and hours and hours every time you want to do even one step. And it was just wasting so much time, and I was 90% sure that my hard drive was failing. But I just had this little doubt in the back of my head of, what if it's not a hard drive failure? What if it's some sort of, you know, software thing that you haven't found? And you go out and you spend the money on a new hard drive and you spend the time installing it, and then you're having exactly the same problem, and then you're back where you started with a new hard drive. So, you know, that's why I took it in and got somebody who has a bunch more diagnostic equipment and stuff to look at it. And I did have a failing hard drive. I made the jump to the solid state drive since I had to replace it anyway, so my computer is running a lot better. I don't think it'll have any appreciable difference to Minecraft, but it should definitely help my editing software run more smoothly, which will be nice, because you have to load really large video files on and off the hard drive all the time. So that's what happened with the computer. That's why these two videos are in a slightly off format, and I'm really sorry for that. I try very hard to keep my videos at a professional, high quality level, but sometimes other things just get in the way, and it was more important to me to keep the series going than to worry too much about the technical aspects of recording off the laptop versus recording off the desktop. And I kind of just jumped in. It didn't occur to me that the screen ratios are different, and that would mess up the recording software. If I tried harder, I could have worked around it better. But this is just going to be the two videos, and there might be some later on if there's another, like, computer emergency or something. But overall, things should be returning to normal. Things should be returning to higher quality, and you know, a non-squished aspect ratio. Yes, so if you think it looks a little odd, it's because it does. It's not just you. It's not just you, which I guess is the overall theme. I brought it back around. It's not just you. You are not alone in the world, and other people are going through similar things. And if you can talk about them, if you can find them and talk about them with other people, it helps. It does help. Finding other people who have gone through similar experiences to you or having similar problems to you. They don't have to be the same, they don't have to be identical, but similar. Other people who are experiencing the world in a similar way to you, it makes you feel like there's nothing wrong with you. There's not as much wrong with you. You can just interact with other people and kind of share experiences. It's a very nice process if you can get away with it. I get to do it with the internet, so yay! I like half expect people to come in and start yelling mean things at me every time I share life history stuff, because that's just the place the internet is now. Oh well, I have the power in the comments section. I can delete stuff because it's my channel. Aha! You people. The imaginary people that I imagine are going to be attacking me, even though I've never gotten a negative response from sharing life stories, literally ever. I know that I'm possibly alone in that, and it may be because I'm not super popular yet. So I do expect that at some point. Anyway, I feel like I am currently rambling. I hope that if you watched today's episode of GepwinCraft that you enjoyed it. GepwinCraft. I need to enunciate better because that can sound wrong. Oh, if you enjoyed, if you've watched this episode of GepwinCraft, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, I think it turned out pretty well, despite the weird aspect ratio. There was some fun. There was a fun build. Some fun things happened. Way too many creepers. So this is a little spoiler. Way too many creepers. Yes. Thankfully, we didn't lose any birds this time. Gotta work on that poor bird monument for little Greenie. Poor little Greenie. I still feel bad. Well, that will do it for me. I hope that you had a wonderful holiday. I hope that you will have a great new year, even though I think I'm bringing a video out between now and then. I'm not quite sure. I may be vlogging between now and then, so we might talk about New Year next time. Anyway, it'll be coming out around New Year at any event. My name is Gepwin. Thank you for listening. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you soon.